This is from Biafra's Got Talent. We are letting Biafrans know the reason why we should remember those who gave their lives for us, those who died that we may live.
You died to end my suffering. You died fighting for my freedom. Your blood is the seed of redemption. You are my inspiration.
The deed no wrong with them, military shots at them. 67 to 70, we remember them. 2016, 38 May, memory still lives in our mind till today. Wonder why they refuse to publicize the genocide. The world media turn blind eyes to our plight. It's time to arise, land of the rising sun. Let's rise one more time, let's rise.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Tell them I got that day. Remember when me tell you say I got that day. Yeah, I remember that one that called us a Bruce Mero. But the way you put like a papa nuku. But then when we hero, me tell you what I look pandi, what pandi Samiro, me tell you what I day. For me the front and the rest of man, I tell you what I do. Me never give up, me tell them say what I do.
I want to promise you something today. We must fight together, no retreat and no surrender. We must hold them down till the end of time. The most important thing is that we will restore Biafra. May your soul rest in peace.
And I look up to the sky with tears in my eye. For other Biafrans and for freedom had to die. We will never forget you as the days go by. You are always in my heart, you'll never be apart. They fought for our freedom. They died for our freedom. They fought the Nigerian soldiers in the war front. Without food, without guns. For our freedom, for our life, for our own good, for our children. We love them, our heroes. We want them.
My heart bleeds when I saw them slain. Where will I be now if not then? They will remain indelible in my heart forever, 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 and ever, and ever, and ever.
We serve in your plantation, and the way you paid us back with your bloody starvation. We bled in our history, that the death of our people is a mystery. No going back to get to a victory. I had a voice now call for vengeance. I never get bombed, I'ma blow like a vengeance.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Where will I be now? If not you, you died at Mali.
They were starved to death because of our freedom, and they paid the debt for our freedom. Flag high for those that died in the genocide, fighting for you and I. There is pain in our heart, we bleeding inside, tears in the eyes, so I'm falling here.
This is for my fallen heroes. Give them a motivation, people. It's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Cause to be a cast, I need to be a nurse. If we did not retire,
They paid the ultimate price. They died for me, for the freedom of my unborn child. We live for the legacy.
Yo, we will never forget
free. March on, cause we are more than conquerors. Yeah, you know what it is.
I'm looking at myself
We
in the
must
mirror.
revenge, and we must stand to represent who we are.
Akara m ihe mbe na-eme mbe si ma chọrọ ofu ukwu ehi ma nke ọzọ mụ achọrọ ehi niile ma ụkwụ ya ma aka ya ma isi ya ma olu ya anyị ga-adọbiri wee pụọ na nke onwe anyị tighata azụ etu anyị nọ tupu ndị ọcha wee bịa ebe a nwa aha obodo ebe a nwe ndị mmadụ n'ime tupu nwa bekee si ebe o si hapụ obodo ya ọ bịa ebe a ọkpọrọ onye nke ọkpọrọ okeke ọkpọrọ okafọ dakata anyị isi ọ sị n'ụbọchị nke taa na anya aha anyị wusi Naijiria anyị na-aza aha na-emeghị omimi n'ime ya ihe ngwa gị gbasị biko kọwara m ihe Naijiria pụtara enwepụghị kọwara m ọmụa ga-aza aha osimiri ka osimiri ga-aza aha mụnwa n'ihi ihe anyị na-ekwuwu na ebe a rụgidere ụlọ a na ọ jọgburu onwe ya ọ dịghị mma Naijiria agaghị emekọtanwu ihe ọzọ ihe ọjọọ emego n'obodo a arụ emego egbugo ndị be anyị aka na-egbukwa anyị ndị Fulani wee chere na mabata be anyị ka na-egbukwa ndị be anyị ruo ụtụtụ echi a na-asị m na ọ ga-adị mma oge ọ na-ekwu ka nwee mmekọrịta bụ nke ndị iro kọ nke ndị ụmụnne ha egosighị anyị ọtụtụ mgbe ha kpọrọ anyị asị onye ajụrụ ajụ na-ajụ onwe ya ha jụrụ anyị aja ama njụ onwe anyị agbanyeghị na anyị nwe ngwa ahịa n'ugwu Awụsa agbanyeghị na anyị na-azụ ahịa ebe niile dị iche iche na-eme nke ọma kama onye gara ndụ kpakụ onye ire rie n'ihe ọ Ndụbụisi ka anyị na-ekwu okwu ya ka anyị cheghata azụ ebe a ruo obodo anyị ka o wee maa mma wee karịa obodo ndị ọcha na mma ọhịa anyị na-arịọ nwekwe na ugwu nwee nkwanye ugwu n'ime onwe anyị ọnwa anyị pụọ n'iro a na-etigbu anyị pụọ n'iro okwu asị abụgịnị ma anyị ji wee ekwu okwu ụmụ ihe ndị a ka anyị sị na anaghị anabatakwa ya ọzọ.
Akụkọ a kọrọ anyị bụ na ọkụkọ na ewu agaghị nzukọ ụmụ anụmanụ a na-emezi mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ịchụ aja ejiri ọkụkọ maọbụ nwụchụ aja mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ime ka Naijiria dị n'otu enwe ha na-eto esi mgbe kpam akpụrụ ndị Igbo ọ pụtara na anyị bụ ọkụkọ maọbụ ka ọ pụtara na anyị agaghị nzukọ mere ya bụ ihe eji eme anyị bụ ndị Igbo ụdị na ọbara ndị Igbo ahụ kpafu n'obodo Naijiria gaja
ọ bụ site na akpọmasị ihe na-eme anyị dịka ihe mere ndị ji oge mgbe gara aga etu akụkọ mba niile dị iche iche ji kpọọ ụmụ Izrel asị a na-egbu ha afọ niile aka na-egbu ha o wee ruo oge ugbu anyị asị na ogbugbu a na-egbu anyị na ọ dịghị anyị mma ọ ka mma na onwe ihe ekegbuo anyị nwere onwe njem a nke anyị na-aga kama na anyị etete n'ụtụtụ asị na onwe onye gburu ebe a onwe ha na-ekwu okwu o doo na onye onwe onye n'aka ụkọchukwu n'ugwu Awụsa ebepụ isi ọnwụghị ofu ugboro ọnwụghị ugboro abụọ ọnwụghị ugboro atọ ọnwụghị ugboro anọ ọ bụ ruo ole mgbe ka a ga-egbugide anyị wee rue anyị asị mba na anyị ga-aga ka anyị nwee ike wee nwere onwe anyị ọ ka mma na anyị nwụrụ ebe anyị na-azọ nwere onwe tụbụ na anyị nọ n'ụlọ etu a mmadụ ibe mabata n'ime ụlọ mbịa bupụ m isi a sị na-achọghị ụdị nka ọ bụghị anyị maka a ga-eji wee chụọ àjà ọzọ.
onye si na ya ga-ata anyị ahụhụ ma ọ bụ na anyị fe arụsị anyị wee na-efe arụsị mgbe were iwe gị na ọmụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị aghọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị konye ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala ihe n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọ bụ anyị mara aka n'ime ha si maka ha aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememile ọhịa nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm jiri ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwe sịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwe sịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi na-ekwu ndị iro anyị anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizọba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị ya ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe, bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ, bịa ka iwe dịtụ ozu. Ọ bụ ọkọwa memilere Goliath, Chineke nna nke igwe ruo memile Fero, sikwa otu a mee ka Fero ka ọ guzo n'ihu ụmụ ndị anyị bịa ka o wee taa akwụkwọ igiri ọtọ ọzọ. Ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume. Ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ. Ọ bụ nwa bụ ekele n'igwe n'ụwa, nwunye ọbụla kere gị n'oge malite n'oge ọgwụgwụ, kama anyị onwe anyị bụ anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie, kama ma akpọ na ogbu gị na-anọgide ego mgbe ebighị ebi. Ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi, anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ, bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ, bịa ka iwe na-ekebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe, bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị, bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa, ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu abịa ma.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very evening program. We are going to have a very quick one, as we always do. I welcome every one of you as you join us, like and share the program to our platform. Share to family and friends, share to your neighbors, share to everyone that is close to you. We must continue to do our best, no matter how difficult it is, no matter the hard time. No matter the difficult times, we will continue to do our best to pass the information and to continue to encourage Biafrans. I welcome every one of you. Remember that in this platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We don't preach hate. We do not attack people. We do not attack individuals. We don't attack any race or religion. The only thing we do is to present Biafra before the world as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. And we have come once again. We've had a very long program in the morning, and it's a kind of a continuation, and what we are saying is nothing but the message of unity. There is a need for us to unite, more especially the Igbo Biafrans. It is very important that we begin to see ourselves as one, because the battle has gone to a different level. It is not like the usual thing we know. That is why it is necessary that we have to fight this battle with unity. It's going to be almost impossible if we continue to divide our effort, if we continue to castigate each other and continue to pull each other down. Remember the Igbo adage that says, "Ojumna na jiongwe." When you are holding your brother down and you don't want him to move forward, you don't want him to make any step, you are also holding yourself. Why don't we continue to encourage each other, appreciate the effort that everyone is making in their own area, in their own angle? We need to appreciate those efforts. It is very, very important. Because if we don't, it is going to be very, very devastating. If we don't, it's going to be very, very devastating. More things are going to be happening. That is why at this point in time, with the level of what is happening in that contraption, we all are supposed to focus on one particular thing. We are supposed to focus on one thing, make sure that our voice is heard. And how do we make sure that our voice is heard? We can make sure our voice is heard by everybody putting our heads together. Whatever area you know you can perform, whatever area you know you can work, whatever you know you can do, you start doing it right away. That is the most important thing. Every one of us have something that we can offer. Just like our leaders have said in previous videos that I played, that there are certain things that IPOB can do and other people cannot be able to do. There are certain things that other people can do and some other group cannot do. Everyone has area that they can perform. Everybody has area that they can perform better. And it is very important, it is very, very important that every single one of us continue to put in our effort that area that we know we can perform best. so that at the end of the day, when we bring all these activities together, we can be able to achieve something better. Our Prime Minister Mazi Samareko used the language, harmonize it. By the time we come together and we harmonize what we are doing, everything is going to work out just the way we want it. It is very important. It's very important. The time for us to harmonize our efforts is close. But some of us are still busy. Some of us are still busy thinking about irrelevant issues. Some of us are still busy fighting each other. Some of us are still busy trying to pull each other down. That is not good for us. That is not good for us. And every single one of us, we must be very careful. We must be very careful. There are so many things that are happening these days. And with what is happening, the only assignment we have is to position ourselves properly so that Biafra will be mentioned by the strongest nation of the world. I can bet you that the United States of America is ready to speak about Biafra. They are very much ready. But what about us, you and I? Are we ready? Are we ready to do what we are supposed to do? Are we ready to speak the way we are supposed to? That is the question. How ready are we? Because it is our unity that is going to attract sympathy for us. It is our unity that will make the world to take us serious. It is our unity that will make the United States of America to take charge of our issue. But if we continue to counter each other, we are not going to make headways. That is why I have also warned that we should beware of those fake sympathizers. Anybody that is not a Biafra agitator, you have no business with him or her. Those people that are masquerading as being sympathizers of Biafrans, but they will tell you they are not for Biafra, they are not IPOB. They can be trusted. You can't trust them and you can't do anything with them. You must not believe them in whatever they say. There is only two things one can do. It is either you are serving Nigerian government or you are serving Biafra government. It's either you are pursuing Biafra or you are pursuing one Nigeria. You cannot be a one Nigeria. You are talking about election. You are talking about P2B and his election. You are supporting politicians. At the same time, you say you are a sympathizer of Biafra. You are a fake person, fake human being. That is what you are. And we have seen so many of them, men and women, parading themselves. Like the woman that always comes to attack Mazi Samareba. Lolo Neka has said it that she is not for Biafra. She is only chasing Igbo cause. She is not a member of IPOB. As far as I know, let her continue her Igbo cause. We appreciate what she did. But gambling into the issue of Biafra and trying to denigrate and insult our Prime Minister Mazi Samareba is unacceptable. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has never one day rebuked or insulted Mazi Samareba. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has never one day insulted Mazi Samareba. With all the propaganda and blackmail that we are taking to him in court, with all the propaganda, all the lies they were pushing to him, there was never any video. You can never see any video where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called Mazi Samareba out. There's no single video existing anywhere where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called Mazi Samareba out. Because he knows that Mazi Samareba is fighting a just cause. He knows that Mazi Samareba is fighting a just cause sincerely. He knew Mazi Samareba before he went inside. It doesn't matter, even if he does not agree with everything that Mazi Samareba does, he can never criticize him or attack him. But those of them who are agents of the caliphate, agents of Nigerian government and politicians, Go and check all of them. They are all attacking Mazi Simon Ekpa. Even when Mazi Simon Ekpa have been out of the picture for almost 2 years now. For almost 2 years, Mazi Simon Ekpa is not in the picture, but they don't want to remove his name in their mouth. The worst is Lolo Neka today. Every day, Lolo Neka. Even after Mazi Nanekana have warned her, told her that what we want is peace and unity among us. Unity among us. But what she continued to create is a division. Go to her platform. Anytime you see her talking, she will always bring that division. Go to see her on TikTok. Whenever she's discussing about the issue of IPOB, she will always antagonize Mazi Samara, call him all unprintable names. This is the same woman that says she made the investigation and she found out that the people who are causing the mayhem in Biafra land are the Nigerian government. So why are you bringing Mazi Samara in the picture? What has Mazi Samara done to you? Did he steal your yam? Did he refuse to marry your daughter? Why are you always abusing Mazi Samara? Why are you creating division? Why are you creating division? Even when Mazi Nani kind of have recognized every group and told everybody to work together for the good cause of the Biafran people. But the only thing she does every time is attacking Mazi Samara. Mazi Samara remains the only project that she has. She has no other project apart from denigrating Mazi Samara. Bringing his name in wanting, even when he is not needed. Always call his name. This is sad. Her attitude is really shameful. Very shameful attitude. A mother at that. A mother who is supposed to be a peacemaker. Even when you claim you met Mazi Nanekana, the lawyers came back. When the lawyers came out, did you see lawyer read Mazi Samara in his paper? Did you see the lawyer in that place say anything about Mazi Samara? Did you? Did you hear Mazi Samara say anything? Did Mazi Nanekana say anything about Mazi Samara in that letter that the lawyer read? You see? Did you see that? But they continue to attack him. They continue to attack him at any given point in time. How long are you going to have? Are you going to do that? Do you think you can change the truth? You can't change the truth. And the Biafrans know what they want. Mazi Nanekano knows the Janjaweed very well. He knows the attitude of the governors and the politicians and their agents. He knows the saboteurs very well. Meanwhile, we thank Chukwu Kabiam that the case of Mazi Samara, the hearing on the case of Mazi Samara have been fixed August, 5th of August. It has been fixed, 5th of August. We thank Chukwu Kabiam for that. That by 5th of August, the appeal of Mazi Samara will be heard. Mazi Nanekano also, his own appeal also has been filed. So let them continue to do all their evil. Let them continue to commit all their atrocities. Continue to say whatever, but we will never give up. We will never give up. We'll never give up. It doesn't matter what the enemy does. It doesn't matter what they say. We will never give up. We thank Chukwu Kabiam. Mazi Simon Ekpa case is going to come on August. And Mazi Simon Ekpa have pleaded to every one of us. He pleaded that everybody that can be able to go to Finland on the 5th of August for that hearing, please go. He needs our presence. Mazi Simon Ekpa sent a message. He needs a solidarity on that day. If you can go to Finland, begin to prepare now. Buy your ticket in advance. More especially those in Europe. Every Biafran group, it doesn't matter the group where you are. It doesn't matter the group where, as long as you are a Biafran. It doesn't matter the group where you belong. Mazi Simon Ekpa needs that solidarity. And every one of us Has to be there. Every one of us. As long as you can be able to make it, begin to prepare now. Buy your ticket, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. We must go there to be with our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa and give him a support. He needs that support. He needs that support. He needs that support. Very, very well. So wherever you are, begin to prepare yourself to go to Finland on the 5th of August to support our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. He personally made that request that people should come on that day to give him a support and witness what is going to happen. It is very important. So wherever you are, begin to prepare now. From now till August is a long time. You can buy your ticket now. If you buy your ticket by now, you're going to get it cheaper. When you buy your ticket now, you're going to buy your ticket very, very cheap. So prepare yourself. We are going to go there in solidarity with our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa for his case that is coming up. We are not going to give up. No amount of propaganda or blackmail will stop us. So my fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, please continue to be strong. Don't allow anybody to pull you down. Continue to make your little contribution. Continue to be strong. Any group you belong that you trust. The most important thing, don't go in a group for gossiping. Don't join a group because of gossip. Don't join a group because of praise singing. Don't join a group because you want to show yourself, because your brother, your sister, your friend join, or your townsman join. No. Join a genuine Biafran group because you want freedom. I have said this several times that every one of us must define Biafra for ourselves. It is only when you define Biafra for yourself that you can be able to, you will be in this struggle without waiting for anybody to congratulate you. You will do everything willingly from your bottom of your heart. You'll be giving your own best. The only time you can give your best is when you genuinely, sincerely commit yourself to this cause without anything attached. You are not expecting anything from anybody. You are not begging anything from anybody. Just you and your God. That is the only time you can be able to be effective in this very journey. It is very important. Very important that every one of us must be able to do what we have to do. Very important that every one of us must be able to participate effectively. Very important that every one of us must be able to speak up, make your little contributions as a Biafran that you are. No matter the group, no matter the section, just choose where is comfortable for you. The only thing you must not do is to go and turn it into a platform of blackmail, propaganda, and attack. That energy you are going to waste to attack your brother, can you please channel that energy? Channel that energy to somewhere else. We have a lot of exposition to make on what is going on. You can't finish the exposition of Nigeria. You can't finish it. All these saboteurs and criminals distract. You can't finish the information. All these fake sympathizers everywhere. Look at them every time attacking Mazi Simon Ekpa. You can even take that one as your own work. Take that one as your own obligation. That any place you see somebody attacking Mazi Simon Ekpa, you go after the person. You can take that one as your own office. You see many people, they will tell you, we are not member of IPOB. We are not this Biafra, but they sympathize with Biafra. We like what Mazi Nanikan is doing. Mazi Nanikan is a nice guy. At the end time, they attack Mazi Simon Ekpa. They call him different kinds of names. They attack you, they attack me. Any attack against Mazi Simon is attack against me, is attack against you. We should not be giving those people that space to rejoice and continue to do evil and miss. I pray that Chukwu Okike will give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to overcome the challenges ahead of us. You're welcome, my brother Max. Thank you, bro Max. Thank you for joining, bro Max. Thank you for joining the evening.
Thank you so much, Mazi Chicks.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and good evening to each and every one of you in the comment section. Good evening to you, Mazi Chicks, and your family, your wonderful family, for the support that they have given to you to continue to fight for the people of our land. Good evening to Mazi Namdekano, wherever you are. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, wherever you are. No matter whatever that is going to come your way, do not be, jittery, because the Chukwu Abiyama that has brought you and kept you going to today will never abandon you, because what you are fighting is a just cause. May God also bless DPM that I am also supporting Dr. Ngozi Orabuezi. I know she's a human being. Wherever she is making mistakes, I will plead and ask God to please strengthen her. This topic that you have brought in here today is one of the vital, topic that we're supposed to, deliberate on deeply. Because when you look at the reason why, for me, humanly, the way I'm looking at it, my own personal opinion, the reason why things are, seems like it is far away from us is because of disunity. Ndị Igbo anyị sọwa anyụkọta mmamịrị ọnụ ọgba ezigbote ụfụfụ. Anyụkọta mmamịrị ọnụ ọgba ezigbote ụfụfụ. Aziza can only sweep and sweep well, clean the land, clean the ground, clean your house when it is in bunch, not when it is single, one piece. Or the other one is there, the other one is there, the other one is there. The unity of our people, Biafran agitators, must be our, priority. This is the reason why I always say, now, the only dangerous thing that we will do on this life, and as long as Biafra, agitation, the fight for the sovereignty of Biafra is involved, is to allow the Irowane to cross the bones. When Irowane crosses the bones, there is nothing that you cannot do unless you amputate that part of the body, either leg or hands. We need to come together, even if we cannot come together. The backbiting, the stabbing, the name calling must stop. It must stop. Let's remember, from the beginning I've been saying this. I have never been swayed in this unity. Instead, if at all that we are going to continue in this manner, you follow your path, I follow my path. Let it not involve the people that God has called us to speak for. That is the Biafran people. Let it not affect those that we are fighting for in my mother's homeland, because they are the people that are suffering when two elephants fight. Who are the people that are going to suffer it? The grasses. Our people in our land, they can't even speak openly the way you and I are speaking. The way you and I are putting our faces up here, they can't do it in the zoo. If they do it, they will come after them. It has happened before when they were arresting our people, Biafran people, on their own ancestral land, checking their phones. Anything Biafran, is it a panalifilaria, they see, they will use it to judge you as a Biafran and begin to beat you up to death, detain you arbitrarily, or collect money from you, or even kill you, waste you, and harvest our organs. These were things they did to us. Go onto your own path and channel the energy that God has given to you into the progress of Biafra. Leave me alone that is not believing in what you do, since we cannot come together. But remember, the person that called us, that we saw his voice and we followed, Mazis Nnamdi Kanu, and the Simon has also asked us to be united, that we should not fight ourselves. He said this. They said all of this. I do not know the reason why, after listening to those messages, we still go back and begin to fight ourselves. He whose house is on fire will never at any time chase after rats. And you cannot. Oh, it's a shameful thing, Mazuchukes, that you and I are fighting the spirits in the night. In the afternoon, I will come and expose you that you are smelling like the spirits. That is a very shameful thing. It doesn't speak good, and it doesn't speak of people who are united to fight for one cause, and which is Biafra. I urge each and every one of you to please, no matter how difficult it is, I will not sit here and antagonize the CRC. I won't sit here and antagonize the Biafran Republic government in exile. I will not sit here to attack any of you that does not believe in what I believe or follow the process that I'm following. The only thing I would do, like I always do here, is to come and pray for each and every one of us. If you are captured today or arrested today because of Biafra, I won't be happy. Likewise myself. And anybody that is happy that his brother, a fellow agitator, a fellow Biafran who is fighting for the same cause, is happy because that person is evil. It's not worth following. It's not worth following. This is my own plan. This is my own opinion. And I believe my own opinion cannot override everybody's opinion. This is what I believe. And I believe in loving each and every one of you. Because by the grace of God, Biafra is recognized today. The enemies of our land are evacuated in shame. I don't know how you are going to see me if we continue to fight the way we are fighting today and calling ourselves names in the face of our enemy. Look at how they are talking. Go to the space and see. Sometimes when I enter into the space where they are talking about us like this, I feel ashamed to go there to defend. I feel ashamed to go to defend. I'm having a call that is coming in here. I hope you can still hear my voice, Mazuchis.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. You see, I beg each and every one of you, no matter who remember that there is only one thing that is in front of all that makes me to know you and for you to know me. That is Biafra. The dignity of that land which we have vowed to protect. The land of Biafra, that the ancient land of Biafra that you and I have vowed to protect. The people land that you and I have vowed to protect. The land, the culture, the tradition, the custom, whatever that it is used to know you people, that is what we are fighting for. Under this umbrella called Biafran Republic, please do not, through your actions and inactions, allow the enemies to continue to laugh at us that we are not united people. Do not, no matter how bad it is. That is the best thing that will happen in a people that are fighting for a cause, who are fighting with one voice. This is my own message to you people. And I am speaking as your Okene, not as a leader, but someone who feels the impact of the enmity between each and every one of us if we allow it to fester. I beg of you, I beg of you in the name of your sister, your elder sister, your auntie, your mother, who is my own mother, in the name of those people that we have lost in the course of this fight for Biafra to be restored, please sheath your swords, put them where they belong to. Let's push this elephant that in front of us. After that, then we can come home and begin to. If you like, you slaughter yourself. That is the only thing I have to say this night. Mazi Chuks, thank you so much. They invited me in another platform that I am going to join. Please permit me to go and join my Mokocha Marcel in his platform. He was the one that was calling, and I'm going there right now to go and defend the Biafran people and the reason why we must go the Yugoslavian way. As I'm talking to you today, there are attacks that are going on in Sokoto. They have killed in Pande community, ACP, Assistant Commissioner of Police in Benue State. There are so many things going on in that country. That country is gone. These are some of the things that are supposed to make every Biafran happy. And America has sent their first troops on the ground. The boots are on the ground now as we speak. You check it from AFRICOM. The boots are on the ground of Nigeria. And I think Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the U.S. Defense Section agreed that, and Trump in Rome last year. So the boots are already on the ground. And as long as America is talking to Nigeria to fix their house, fix your house, and you refuse to fix your house, then America has no option than to come and do which you have failed to do with all the powers that you have as the giant of Africa, if at all you are one. Thank you, Mazi Chuks, and may God bless our people, those that have left us in a miserable way. May God continue to keep them in his bosom. Those that are alive, may God continue to keep you alive. Keep safe your surroundings. Be security conscious. Tell your brothers, your sisters, your parents where you are going to, so that they will know. If it is not necessary, do not drive at night. Do not drive at night. Please, these are some of the things that you should, take into consideration. I love you all, and I remain your Okene and we from the little beautiful city of Bolgatanga in Upper East Region, Ghana. I love you all. Thank you, Mazi Chuks, for giving me the opportunity to speak.
Thank you so much, my brother Maxwell. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for your contribution as always. Thank you so much. And every Biafran that is watching us, wherever you're watching from, I appreciate every one of you. Just like we are saying, this is a very critical time that every one of us must continue to speak one voice. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have sent a message, and he said, I am with everybody. He appreciates every group. I am not advocating that all of us should come and be in one group. That is not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that any group you belong to, you feel that is working for you, be there and be serious, focus on Biafra. If your heart is convinced that this is the group that is working for you, go ahead. I'm not the one to direct you. All of us have our freedom of expression, have freedom to your own opinion. You can have freedom for your decision. The most important thing that every one of us is anchored on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every one of us is connected to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you are not connected to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that is a problem. Both the IPOB, both the CRC, both the government in exile, and the USB, everyone is connected to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said he recognizes every group. What you have to do is to be serious and do what you have to do. I thank you, that the Liberation Army of Biafra are back. The Liberation Army of Biafra have also called for peace. So if you know your own office, mind your business. Mind your business. Don't poke nose in somebody's business. If you know you are in diplomacy, continue your diplomacy. You think you are working on ground, continue your underground work. At the end of the day, the result will come and we will always see it. If you're on defense, continue on the defense. Those who are working hard to see that Mazi Samarikwa is out, continue on that path. Everything is heading to one direction, freedom of Biafran people. And you know where to channel your support. If you want to support the Liberation Army, make inquiry, find out the means to reach them. Every one of them have a means to reach them. You want to support the Liberation Army, there is a way to support them. You follow, ask questions, get the means and support them. You want to support the case of Mazi Samarikwa, the means to support is there. You ask questions, how can you support? You can contact those of us who are on media. If you contact me on media, I will tell you what to do and how to go about it. You want to support the Liberation Army? I've not seen their contact yet, but I believe they have a contact on how to support. They must have their own means of support. For the case of Mazi Samarikwa, Imam Madabu of CRC, they've talked about it. So the choice is yours. It is your own choice. Anything you want to do, any group you want to support, it is your own choice. The money belongs to you. The brain belongs to you. The decision is yours. I will not decide for you. My purpose of coming here is to promote everything that comes out for the benefit of Biafra. Anybody that is speaking on behalf of Biafra, once I find out that you did something that I can see, me, I take my eye seer. Once I see it, it is genuine, I will promote it. I don't need to be in your group to promote it. I don't need to be with you to promote it. And I don't promote human being. I don't promote individuals. I don't promote people. I don't care what your post, what your position is, your rank, how rich or how poor, or how big or small you are. I don't care. What I care about is the product you are giving Biafrans. When I see the product you are offering to Biafrans, I will promote it. For a very long time, I have spoken about building the institution of Biafra. We build institution, not people. We don't build strong men and strong women. Nigeria builds strong men and strong women. That is why today you have fraudsters everywhere. That is why today nothing is working. That is why today you have people who are untouchable. Some people claim to be untouchable. So, wherever you are as a Biafran, you must be strong and focused on what is happening. A lot is happening. Just as our brother said, the United States is not backing down. Their troop is already on the ground. The only thing that will make them to mention us is our unity. Any platform you are, the only thing that should be coming out of your mouth is Biafra freedom, Biafra freedom, Biafra freedom. Free Mazi Nnamdi, free Mazi Samarikwa, free Mazi. It is not about you. It is about our collective interest. Mazi Nnamdi and Mazi Samarikwa have sacrificed a lot. Continue to expose the Janjaweed and their evil. Don't give attention. Even if somebody abuses you, ignore them. If somebody calls you, ignore them. Focus on that unity of purpose. That is the only way. When they look at us, they see that we are united. They will see you are united. We might have different groups. Today, you have the Liberation Army standing out on their own. And they are doing very well. You have so many other groups doing one thing or the other. Every one of them is channeled to Biafra. Even if somebody who is not a Biafran asks you about your police, you just tell the person, yes, they are fighting for Biafra. If somebody come and ask you about some group, tell him, yes, it is the same cause we are all fighting. It's not that you tell them, oh, this one is a terrorist. Oh, this one is a terrorist. He doesn't know what he's doing. That you don't say that outside. When we get back home, every problem we have, we will resolve it among ourselves. When Biafra, we have taken back Biafra land. Every criminality, every lie and propaganda you did, you can't get away with it. You can't go free. Even as I'm speaking to that I'm not talking about it, doesn't mean I don't have. I have so many informations, but I don't discuss it. I have many information with me. I don't use it for program. I don't talk about it. I file it and keep it until the time comes. When we get back to our land, when those information required, I will be throwing it out. I have dozens and dozens and dozens of information that if I want to use it for program, I will be getting views every day. I'll be having people, because people will come to hear rumor. They want to come and hear saga. They want to come and hear story. But I'm not interested in all those. When Biafra comes, the right will be done. So, my fellow Biafrans, before we proceed, I'm going to go to the conventional media as we always do. Let us go to Nigerian media and see the report they have about what is going on in the Zoological Republic. Because it is important, for as long as they are still occupying our land, as long as they're occupying our land, we will continue to also look into what they are doing. So that when we see the lies they speak, when they tell lies, we debunk the lie. That is why we will always follow them. We will follow them closely to know when they are lying. Anytime we catch them lying, we will expose them and we will debunk their lie. That is the essence of following them. So any day I come online, I must go into their studio to see what they are saying so that we can be able to dissect it. Take the ones we will take and throw away the one we threw into trash. Let us listen to the news they have in their media.
Look at news stories making headlines around the globe. First off, Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu says his government will not reverse economic reforms while calling on the World Bank to accelerate financing and support Nigeria's growth agenda. Receiving a World Bank delegation led by Managing Director of Operations, Anna Beard, Tinubu said Nigeria has moved through the most painful phase of reform, including fuel subsidy removal and exchange rate unification, and would not return to past policies. He further urged the World Bank to speed up agricultural support to raise productivity and create jobs. The World Bank said Nigeria's reform path over the past 2 years has produced strong results and is closely watched by investors and policymakers globally. Beard said the World Bank is aligning a new country partnership framework with Nigeria's target of a $1 trillion economy and 7...
By the way, this World Bank is one of the criminal organizations that is holding Africa captive. This World Bank that Nigeria is romancing is one of the criminal organizations that is holding Nigeria captives, making sure that you remain in debt forever. The work of this World Bank is to make sure that you remain a debtor forever and ever. You will never get out of debt. But of course, the idiots that are running the country, this is what they want. They borrow money, they share, their great-grandchildren will pay. They borrow money, they share, great-grandchildren will pay.
1% growth, with job creation as a priority. The meeting was attended by the Vice President, Minister of Finance, and other government officials.
It was difficult for a leader to look the other way in any corrupt environment for an opportunity like
A corrupt man talking about corrupt environment.
in subsidy regime. Now, in multiple exchange, give it all. Let the world and the country benefit from a stable currency. And yes, the first reaction was the high inflation, but it's come down dramatically. And Nigeria is the heart of the continent, and it is necessary for us to do what is necessary to strengthen the economy, particularly looking at the young population of this country. But I want the World Bank to look at various options of finance, taking the model. What is the value of encouragement for
borrowing? We have to borrow money. That is what they are looking for.
this huge population on an assurance of prosperity? How can you accelerate that growth in a partnership with us?
And what I have particularly appreciated and followed, if I may also add, is your steady direction that you communicate to the people of Nigeria, as well as outside of Nigeria, of the importance of the reforms. Because that has given confidence and clarity that even when
You are talking nonsense. All these things you are saying is not the reality on the ground.
Terrorist affiliated
Talking rubbish.
In other news, President Bola Tinubu has restated Nigeria's readiness to Reuters earlier reported that the US had been conducting a surveillance flight to the country from Ghana since at least late November.
We contribute to that vision.
Well, the US has sent a small team of troops to Nigeria. General Dag Vin Anderson, in charge of the US Command for Africa, said yesterday the first acknowledgement of US forces on the ground since Washington struck by air on Christmas Day. Reuters earlier reported that the US had been conducting a surveillance flight to the country from Ghana since at least late November. The top general said the US team was sent after both countries agreed that more needed to be done to combat the terrorist threat in West Africa. Anderson did not provide further details about the size and scope of their mission, the Reuters report added. Defense Minister Christopher Musa confirmed that the team was working in Nigeria but did not provide further details, Reuters said. A former US official said the US team appeared to be heavily involved in intelligence gathering and enabling Nigerian forces to strike terrorist-affiliated groups. In other news, President Bola Tinubu has restated Nigeria's readiness to collaborate with African nations, global partners, and the private sector to deliver cleaner, affordable, and more secure energy. Represented by the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, the President made a pledge while declaring open the 9th Nigeria International Energy Summit in Abuja. Arise correspondent, Georgina Ndekwe Ezainka reports.
Industry leaders, policymakers, and innovators are in Abuja for the 9th Nigeria International Energy Summit, exploring strategic partnerships, energy security, and investment opportunities aimed at shaping Africa's energy future. Represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, President Tinubu says energy remains central to peace, prosperity, and global stability.
Nigeria stands ready to collaborate with Africa,
Nonsense.
global partners, and the private sector. But there are no on the same fossil fuel, on the same oil and gas. That shows that they have changed the discussion from energy transition to energy mix.
We remain firmly committed to scaling production to
Bunch of liars.
as we engage over the coming days.
For the third time in 2 weeks to pass the much awaited Electoral Act Amendment Bill. The Senate had received the report of its Committee on Electoral Matters on the proposed Electoral Act Amendment Bill last week. To avoid the mistake of rushing through the documents, the Senate set up a 7-man ad hoc committee with a mandate to aggregate the opinions of lawmakers on the proposed amendment bill and further fine-tune reports of its standing committee on electoral matters. When the Senate reconvened on Tuesday, there was not a mention of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. Ahead of the 2027 general elections, there is a growing clamor on the need for the Senate to pass the bill, whose key provision is the electronic transmission of election results. The Department of State Services, DSS, has arraigned former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and his son, Abdulaziz Malami, before the Federal High Court in Abuja on terrorism-related and firearms charges. According to the charge sheet, Malami is accused of abetting terrorism financing by allegedly failing to prosecute known financiers during his tenure as Attorney General. The defendants are also charged with unlawful possession of a firearm and ammunition allegedly recovered from Malami's residence in Kebbi State, including a Sturm Magnum rifle, live cartridges, and expended rounds, contrary to the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022 and the Firearms Act of 2004. Both defendants pleaded not guilty to the 5-count charge. Justice Joyce Abdul Malik ordered that they be remanded in DSS custody after declining an oral bail request by defense counsel, insisting that bail must be sought through a formal application. The matter has been adjourned to February 20 for the commencement of the trial. All right, and also is for us this morning, Rufai Babati. Rufai, your take on some of the stories this morning, the Energy Summit, the charges brought before former Attorney General and his son, the Electoral Act Amendment, and others.
I mean, I've always known that the National Assembly is not ready. They're not serious about election transparency in the country. They don't want it. We remember the hassles Nigerians went through before they even passed this electoral act we're currently using now. You remember how some of the lawmakers then lied that they don't have the internet in their villages, so transmission was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Remember? So I think what they're probably going to do is they're going to rigmarole, and it's going to be like 2019 all over again. Because as of February, I think you need about a year, for it to have decided to. So as of February today, if you have not done anything about it, the possibility you're going to do it is very stark. And these guys don't care about Nigeria. See, the people that they call themselves the representative of the people are the representative of themselves. As long as they can go there, take constituency project, that's all they know about. You think they care about you, and they're not there to represent. So when people frolic around these people and say they are representing you, I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke. They're busy rubbing legs here and there. That's what they're concerned about. So I'm not surprised about what is going on there. As regards President Tinubu, see, I think for me the interesting thing is, yes, I know we want to be bullish and excited, but let's also balance out the narrative. And all I do here is come and balance out the narrative. When President Tinubu keeps talking about the reform they're working on, I said, what reforms? Reforms that can't bring FDI. The total FDI Nigeria made last year was about 900 and something million USD, not even in the billion range. All right, that's the total FDI. If you check the FDI rankings in Africa, probably we're not the first 10 list. It would be a miracle for the first 10 list. The government keeps saying, oh, FDI, but that's go in and go out money. That's money that can be taken out quickly at any point in time. And these are monies that you keep with parameters. That's why it's one of the reasons they say inflation is down. They want to reduce interest rate because they also need those parameters to keep those FDI money. You can't service your budgets. Our budget is still in dire straits. We're running 2 or 3 concurrent budget cycles. You're not even getting enough revenue. So, I mean, what are the fruits of the reforms? We're complaining about anti-venom in some parts, hospital deployable condition. I think about a year or two, the Minister of Health was saying he only got about 10 or 15% services capital budget for the healthcare sector. I mean, so what reforms are we talking about? People are still hungry and poverty. You say agricultural reforms. Where are the tractors from Belarus? Have they been shared? Are they already working? Are they helping in providing food? The one that even interested me was we keep talking subsidy removal and all of that. Part of the argument NNPC used to make them, subsidy is one of the things that is, stopping us from giving the government revenue. Look at the NNPC books that came out the other day. Terrible. See, President Tinubu approved cancellation of $1.42 billion and 5.57 trillion in outstanding debts owed by the NNPC to federal account as at 31st December 2024. So we keep writing off debts on the NNPC. We're not getting enough from the revenue. We say, okay, we are passing on the money to the states. We're not seeing any result as regards what we're passing on to the money of the states. We can't do a lot of the infrastructure. And we are taking heavy loans. The World Bank that is coming to praise us. We have an exposure of close to $17 billion World Bank. You think that money is free? They will say it's in development and everything, but these are the things, the levers they use to tie you down.
He didn't mention it.
So we have that. You think the money is free? You think President Tinubu thinks the World Bank will just write off the money like he writes off NNPC loans without due process? I mean, these are the things we're talking about. So when you talk about the reform, okay, 20 billion is coming. That's not a final investment decision. The one I give to him, Bonga, yes, final investment decision, 5 billion. If you are hearing about oil and you're not having final investment decision, FID, I mean, don't discuss, it's all talk. It's just like the Maersk deal. We keep talking about Turkey pledge, you're going to bring in 5 billion into the country. No, that's a real substance. If you make that money in FDI, it will show 2015, Nigeria could easily easily was on the top 10 investment ranking. Today is no longer the case. Look, we're saying we want to produce 3 million barrels. We can't even meet the OPEC quota. We're struggling to meet the OPEC quota because of insecurity. Most of this, what's it called, terminals and wells, they don't have enough investments. Most of them are moribund. So when we're talking very bullishly at the International Energy Summit, that we're doing 3 million barrels and everything, it's not practical around.
All right, Dr. Martin.
Okay, let me start with the electoral bill, which I've repeatedly said on this program is very urgent because also of the crisis of time. And what the law says is that the electoral bill must be.
I don't like hearing this idiot talk because he will always flip the discussion. He will begin to talk about something that is irrelevant. He's always fond of talking about something that is not relevant at all. So I don't really want to allow him.
Green-lighted American airstrikes in the country that targeted Islamic militants. That the deployment of the American troops came as daredevil bandits reportedly killed more than 25 people in the Faskari local council area of Katsina State. And it goes on. It says that now, though the details of the attack are sketchy at the time of the report, this paper, The Guardian, learns that the bandits stormed the community in their numbers and shot sporadically to scare residents. Well, this incident is coming on the heels of peace deals entered into by over a dozen council areas and repentant bandits, with Faskari being among those that had also entered into a deal. Well, General Anderson, speaking during a virtual news conference from AFRICOM headquarters in Stuttgart, said he and Tinubu concurred that both countries needed to coordinate their efforts in West Africa. He added, and he's been quoted as saying, that that has led to increased collaboration between our nations to include a small U.S. team that brings some unique capabilities from the U.S. to augment what Nigeria has been doing for years. And I think that is excerpts from that particular story. So,
it's really scary that at this time, they only reported the one in Katsina. I think there was another attack that killed about 20 people. So all in all, we're looking at 50 casualties in just one day. And unfortunately, we have resigned to fate to the point that we feel that, well, it's just number. Those days when we were growing up, when Afghanistan, Iran was boiling, they say 10 people were killed. It comes to your brain that how can 10 people be killed just once? But today, you hear 200 people killed at once, 50 people killed at once. We don't just confine it to figures and put it in the data, and it's really baffling and it's really so sad. But the point is, whatever it is, from what we have read now, we have people that are just a bunch of criminals. And they should be treated as criminals. One, there shouldn't be any negotiation with these people. Two, amnesty for them should not be contemplated. They are out to instill terror and against defenseless civilians. They should be taken out at all costs. And if the US government is coming in, it's a welcome development. Whatever anybody says, I don't think I will care. Because this is life. We're talking about human life that cannot be replaced. Once it is gone, you can't replace them. If you do your arithmetic, even in January alone, and up to today, you will be talking about 1,000 people that have been killed all over the country. Not mentioning the ones that died in the kidnappers' den that are never reported. Only last night I saw a woman holding words of gold, begging people sharing our account details just to pay ransom to rescue our souls. I mean, how long can we continue like this? We just have to do something. And if anybody from outside the country, wherever, is coming to support us, to help us, I think I welcome them.
Boots on the ground, Chukwuba. Yes, boots on the ground. I was very attentive. I paid attention, very closely when you were reading report, the writers and report, and I think quite a one, I would like to, for the US to amend their stand, in as much as we admit, I personally admit that there is Christian genocide in Nigeria. I wouldn't like when America says they are coming to protect Christians, stop Christians from being killed. Nigerians are killed, Muslims are also killed. So I would want for them to expand, their governing mission when they are coming to Nigeria, protect every Nigeria, both Christians and people of other faiths. Now that's it. I picked out another thing too, and General Anderson that said where they are like footprints, coming in from Africa. Africa is situated in Stuttgart, Germany, so they are operating from there because one, Nigeria didn't give them space. When they told Yar'Adua said, Yar'Adua wanted to let Nigeria say, no, don't give them space for Africa, so they had to go to Egypt, refuse, they got to Stuttgart. Now that's it. General Anderson said, well, that the president agreed when the next to go. The Nigerians were never told that the president went to Rome. We said he was going to Europe around non-legislation. That is to tell you that our president is working. Our president is working. I mean, he went to Rome to engage Africa. We had a word with General Garrison, and he said, well, it's important that you bring land footprints in Nigeria to help us solve this problem. So when sometimes the president travels, people should not just think that the man is taking a holiday or what. I mean, he went to Europe. We didn't even know that he went. I disagree with you. No, but that's not what you said. Let me get. No, I won't let you. No, you let me get. I disagree with you. If the president is doing this on behalf of Nigerians, Nigerians should be aware. No, you are aware. On vacation. No, on vacation. He was on vacation. Not even a working vacation. It was Christmas vacation. He was in Rome. That was where the picture came out with him and Paul Biya. The Rwandan. Kagame said I never went to Rome. That was when he was in Rome. So Kagame said I never went to Rome, but that was when the president was. No, it wasn't in Rome. It was in Paris. Okay. It was in Paris. Yes, the breakfast picture. Kagame said. No, there was no meeting there in Paris. President Obama, he was in Rome. So, isn't it concerned that the president will have such a meeting that will authorize America to, security meet security meeting, and then Nigerians are not aware. Nigerians are aware now. Nigerians are aware. I mean, there are so many meetings that Trump, conducts on behalf of the American people, that Americans don't necessarily know. If it's shrouded by intelligence, when they need to be classified and all of that. What I'm trying to say is that the president is working. But now that's it. I have a problem, with this footprint. Why I have a problem with it is that in places where America has had footprints, it never ends well. That is just my concern now, because it's going to get into some kind of guerrilla warfare between them and the bandits, the terrorists. So, what level of footprint are we going to see? Is it going to be made to intelligence? When the Nigerian military has to be what, to get into the field and all of that. We might have Americans here on ground providing intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and all of that. I don't have a problem with that, but when they get into battlefield, it becomes a problem because it will get to a point where even the victims themselves will turn against the people that came to rescue them. We have seen it happen in several places. That's just the area where I have concern. Very self-doubting.
No, my take is that we have not been doing enough in this security matter. Seriously. If we have done the needful ab initio, we will not be where we are today. People were, see this thing from a different perspective, religious, ethnic, tribal. I said there was a time when I go to some TV station, I was not allowed to even mention Fulani herdsmen or Buhari during those days. And that was when it was first read. they did not allow anybody to call out those people who were behind it until they became very poor. You know, when you know that people are afraid of you, you tend to act with impunity. You tend to act with boldness. The people we are afraid of, you know, and within that period under Buhari, they became something else. And today, look at where we are. It's even worse now, because up to today, I don't know why President Tinubu cannot call out these people. We need to make a very categorical statement. Frown at what is going on. I mean, frown at it. Frown at it. Because when I talk about disturbing society, he said something. Everybody had it. He mentioned names. So why is it that he just, with what's going on, even at the time the northern lady is calling to come and impose state of emergency there, he didn't bother. So what is he trying to avoid? We can't talk about what's going on here. America has to be telling us what they discussed with our president. Is he not going to come and tell us these things? So how long will you continue to be afraid of?
The president has been condemning the killings of Nigerians.
So what I said, go back to somebody is doing the killing. Look, when he went to Benue, even without evidence, he couldn't mention. It was the 13th that when this is not a Fulani, this is not a farmer header class. The man had to educate and people him on what is going on.
You think he got the advice at that point? What do you expect the president?
He should have give a time what that this must stop. I said, call out the name. If you are the one stealing, to go to this place and see the other way, people are reporting. They say this man, when somebody come to your parents and say, what is this your son to stop stealing our goods or taking our things? By the time they know that you have been called, which you will think twice before you go to another nation.
There is a way to raise your way to bring the first question he asked was, the perpetrators of this crime have they been arrested?
Who are those people? Who are those people? Mr. Okoro, who are the people? What is the name?
If you have information.
I don't like the way you're too disciplined. Don't tell me. You can be friendly. You know what is the best thing to do. Like you say, what to say? This one thing I don't like to hear. Please, after you say that interpretation on you. Why you say this now? The whole president doesn't know. In security, in situation.
Are you aware that none of the people that committed the
I said to call them out. Who are those people? Who are those people? Who are those people? Who are those people? They don't have a name, Abi. They don't have a name. Mr. God, they don't have a name. I don't like the way they're doing this thing. I don't like the way they're I said call them out. Call them out. Tell the people doing it. Call them out. Because don't let me call other people out. That's what I'm saying here. Call them out. Tell their leaders. Raising your children that what you are doing this thing. What's wrong with that? No, call them out. But you saw people like that, they don't have their name, they read out their name, we don't know where they came from. Is that not something to do? You are here with this one, nobody wants to talk about them, nobody wants to discuss about them, nobody, you know, and the time they are becoming very bold. Every time you're talking as if somebody doesn't know what to say. I don't like, you are not helping the president. You are here to help him to do the right thing. The people to something of call them out.
So we call them out. Call their name.
Yes, you shame them. Yes, you call them and shame them.
For instance, I said, there is a Darlington alcohol.
Obvious.
And then everybody goes,
Look at it twice. If you continue to call out my name, Mr. Moses, look at it twice before I will now go and do any other thing. Tell me. Is it not calling out and shaming them? That's what I'm saying here.
For us, we can only advise government. We can impose ourselves on government. And apart from that, Koji Bello, his name has been mentioned more than 1 million times. It's still participating in so, and some of them out there that we have mentioned their views in the media, they are still perpetrating those acts. But the important thing is that government should be sure-footed in making sure that these people are remain in. You see, for me, it's a delicate war to fight, unlike the conventional war. Because the thing is turning to something else, it's taking a new shape. Before now, the likes of government will go to their den, have discussions with them,
for the optics and all that. But where are they now? Where do you locate them? They have become nomadic. Today they strike in Delhi, tomorrow they strike in Plateau, another day they strike in Katsina. So how do you now locate them? So we should just encourage those who want to assist to continue to assist and let the government be sure-footed about what they intend to do and give our military the marching order to take care of some of these people. I think that's the only way out.
Moses, do you know the implication of America, a foreign power coming into your country?
That's actually what I want to
do you know the implication that tomorrow you call yourself the giant of Africa? So what are you trying to?
We don't know how many they are.
Whether they are one, whether they are one.
It's for security
I said,
purposes.
whether they are one, it's an insult and embarrassment of the high order.
The report here. We also told that Defense Minister Christopher Musa confirmed that a team was working in Nigeria, that's a US team, was working in Nigeria, but did not provide further details. So the ones Nigerians are asking for is, how many are they done? In what capacity? Are they here to provide intelligence, observe and provide intelligence, or are they here to execute? By execute, I mean carry out, action. So we are not told the capacity in which Nigeria is working with the US.
Let not do a national about this. You see, security issues are not for public consumption the way you want it. It's not going to happen. And an example was when we announced the procurement of drones. What happened in Italy? They didn't take a road. So, what are we talking about? You see, for me, the other day, I was in the this thing, and they were arguing about something about the Boko Haram and the insurgency in the Northeast. I called the man that is the spokesman that is on the battlefield. I called him and put him in the speaker, and he told them certain things. It's not everything that you come on here to tell people. Even as a media outfit, even when you have such information, you don't disperse it. I would like to say something. When foreign nations, the way the international system, the way international relations is structured, nations look intervene in other situations where they have problems. As a matter of fact, we're even lucky that they don't have. We have the big countries, in part of Southeast Asia, America has military bases there. America has a military base in South Korea, between Nigeria and South Korea. I think South Korea is even take time. They have more in Saudi Arabia. Take time, better effort in many respects. So nations don't intervene when it becomes, and what they do is to call up the ROTP responsibility to protect us and all of that. So America coming here is not about shaming us and because we are tired. By the way, we are not any giant. So that's what I thought.
Let's look at another story before we go to the politics.
You know that the missile is more than the budget of the defense.
Well, let's touch on this headline. No retreat on reforms. Tinubu tells World Bank. FG says $1 trillion economy targets depends on sustainable growth. So, President Bola Tinubu has assured a World Bank delegation led by Managing Director of Operations, Anna J, that Nigeria's bold economic reforms are irreversible, bringing them as essential for harnessing the nation's vast potential amid its beautiful population and arable land. Meanwhile, the federal government said its ambition of building a $1 trillion economy depends largely on the sustainability, safety, and reliability of the country's road network, warning that failed and poorly maintained highways pose a direct threat to economic productivity and national growth.
Moses, when you read the headline initially, I was enthused, but when you started, I was enthused, but by the time you read the World Bank report, I saw, I would prefer that our president tell Nigeria to no retreat on the reforms. It will give me courage. But when you said it was addressing World Bank team, I said, oh, here we go again. So practically what the president is telling us that it is World Bank prescriptions. We are the ones prescribing these reforms. And we know that over time, reforms that they have prescribed for us in Africa, normally don't end well for us. Either because, we don't know how to implement them, or
will just do their bidding. So I would have preferred that the president tells us, well, Nigerians not going back on these reforms. That would have given me hope that look, the president has thought through, think through, and probably knows where he's working to, where he's headed in these reforms. If you go back in history, a few instances, when the nation, wants to self-reinvent, they always pass through a period of self-denial. It happened during the Great Society, the US under Franklin D. Roosevelt, and the other time, the one that Clinton Johnson, all those periods, didn't go to China, during the Great Forward and so they had to reinvent themselves, And it was not the World Bank that made all these prescriptions for them. The leader at that point decided, look, though we might suffer today, but our future will be better. So I would have preferred the president to say, well, these reforms might be hard now, but Nigerians, please follow me. Let us walk through all of this. But now that he's telling us that, now that Gada is telling us that he was not telling Nigerians, he was referring to, addressing the World Bank team. And I mean, that group is apparently lost.
But do we have another reaction to that headline before we move to the next one?
We have surrendered to outside powers, so let us continue like that. In economy, like security, in morality, in everything, it is the outsider that now advise Nigerians and advise them what to do and what not to do. And you are telling me that there will something good will come out of it. I want to see how.
Okay, headline from the Punch says bandits kill 30 in fresh para, Katsina attacks. Well, let's go to the big story on the cover page of the Punch.
Electricity subsidy, federal government deducts 3.6 trillion naira from federation accounts as FG begins sharing of power subsidy burden with states, local governments. 1.2 trillion naira to be deducted yearly.
All right, we might need to take some excerpts from that story. It's on, you can find that one on page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
The federal government has proposed a 3.6 trillion naira deduction from federation accounts to fund electricity subsidies in 2026, 2027, and 2028. The move is designed to distribute the financial burden across federal, state, and local government. Let's see. The move represents a decisive step by the federal government to confront the rapidly mounting electricity subsidy debt, which has severely constrained liquidity across the power sector, while also strengthening fiscal transparency by making subsidy obligations explicit and better accounted for. Yeah.
Okay.
Who was really shocked at this?
Subsidy is not a bad idea if properly implemented. Even there is agricultural subsidy in the US as we speak. And at some point there was a glut. Myself and Chukuma were discussing it when we were coming this morning that they produce more than enough protein that the US people can consume. And I also recall that there was a time they produced more rice that can be consumed, that they were dumping the rice in the IC, inside the IC. So now, you see, this subsidy thing, if properly managed, I consider it as a way of helping the poor. But unfortunately, between the DECOs and the DISCOs, there is a kind of corruption going on there that is so opaque. For instance, the intent of at the level of the DISCOs, the intent of the subsidy is to make sure that those who are low income earners, and the stratification is so easy now, unlike those days when we were growing up, when everybody lives around the community. Today, people isolate themselves according to their pockets. That's why you have eyebrow estates and ordinary communities. So it's easy to locate the ones that can afford and those ones that cannot afford. And what's happened is, for instance, if the kilovolt per kilovolt of electricity is 300 naira, those in Bansi will be told to pay maybe 100 naira, and then government subsidizes 200 naira per kilovolt. Now, when it comes to Bansi, they are paying like 200. So the subsidy on band B is less than that of band C. So they pay 200 and government will subsidize at the level of 100 naira per kilo goods. Then when it comes to band A, which some of us here also enjoy, we will pay maybe 250 per kilo goods. And then the subsidy that government is just 50 naira, which I consider fair enough. But unfortunately, even when you talk about subsidy, these schools, in their corrupting tendencies, take this chunk from the public. For instance, how would you explain a 2-bedroom flat and not a factory being given a bill of about 200 naira, 1,000 naira in a month? And if you ask that particular household, how many hours do you enjoy in a day? It's over between 6 and 8 hours out of 24. And you're not giving 200. And in most cases, you are helpless. Because nobody wants to go through the whole of challenging them in court and all that, writing petition and all that. So you find out that they have made nonsense of the subsidy abolition. In the area of gencos are supposed to produce energy and then transfer to the transmission company, who now takes it, distributes it to the distribution company for consumers. But in a situation where we have the gencos claiming that they have generated 7,500 megawatts, even when you know that the national grid, the transmission line, you cannot win up to 5,000 on this transmission line as it is today. How do you now say you are producing 7,500, which means the shortfall that will be wasted, that will not be used, will now be accounted for, and then government would have to pay.
There's a report I saw somewhere that government is asking states to pay for the shortfalls in power. I saw a report somewhere yesterday.
So I don't understand
that the federal government is asking states.
Yes, now
to pay for power.
That's been on this month. They want to withdraw from allocation.
You see,
back allocation.
Another area that we have to also look at is most state institutions don't pay. Now, look at what happened at Air Force Base in Kenya. When how can a place like Air Force Base not pay, and your bill accumulated about 4 million naira? So when you allocate that to non-barracks in Lagos, people are not paying, and then you also feel other institutions of government are not paying because they feel that they have the cover of the government, and these people are in business to make profit. They ask for their money.
All right. Look, when subsidy was removed, please, because we need to go to the foundation of this problem.
Subsidy on fuel or electricity.
Subsidy on fuel. Okay. We were told something that the removal of this subsidy will enable us to power all other infrastructure. That was the aim of removing subsidy. Because they told us that the subsidy was the problem of underdevelopment in Nigeria. Is that not true? Now, to tell you that this is a lie and falsehood, since you remove the subsidy, are you better Moses? This is a question Nigeria don't ask. And it pains me so much because when they tell this lie, they believe people like me to support and agree so that I'll be a good boy. You don't know that subsidy was the base of Nigeria's economy, this and that. You know, the poor are bad, they are not benefiting. Mention one single benefit of subsidy removal to the poor.
I can't recall the government saying that when they remove subsidy, they were going to power other sectors. What I recall, the consistent argument has been, well, that Nigerians deserve subsidy, but that only a few people enjoying it. Because a few people were now making money from in the out of it. Because the issue of round tripping, over invoicing, and all of that. And they said that it was meant for the poor, but at the end of the day, that the poor people were not enjoying it. But I didn't hear the government say, what the remove first subsidy are going to remove free life, free education, and
The hospitals. I was in the studio.
But what they said was that the money that was stolen, the money that was stolen, will now be brought back to infrastructure development.
And so
they didn't say they were going to power other sectors. So this
other one they are talking about infrastructure, what is it for?
Which one? That's why you don't find that we stop paying electricity.
No, please. Let us.
Did they tell you that you stop paying?
Let us be specific here.
Okay.
Yes. When you said that the subsidy removal will bring the dividend and benefit to Nigerians, I am now asking you, mention one out of all the things they promised us that subsidy have solved.